Well, folks, it is a rainy day. I don't feel like doing much of anything. We pulled out the motor. This was a 6-liter I had in the barn. Or sorry, it was in my shop when we had the fire. And it looks like a hot mess. I'm thinking it should, it should be able to run. Just needs a few things. Well, I want to take the exhaust off. I want to put it on a stand. It is a 6-liter. That's why I'm kind of toying with this, that I actually want to try to see if we can get her going here. I don't know. I think my balance... Well, let's put it on an engine stand, and then we'll have a better look at what's happening and what's going on here. It doesn't look too great. As long as the motor spins over, this shouldn't be a problem. I don't think so. Put a couple bolts in there really quick, just to give it a quick little. Let's see. Oh, it should be fine. Oh yeah. Nah, we're good. It'll be fine. Well, I'm going to set it on the ground. Or no, I'm going to take the exhaust off first. Okay, new plan. We're just cutting the exhaust manifolds off. Well, we've established that the motor turns over. I've cut the exhaust off. I've set it down. What I'm going to do before I throw it on the engine stand, I'm going to throw it on this thing. I'm just going to burn this one up. I got my other motor on my fancy one. I don't want to take that one off. So I'll just put it on here just to see if we can get this thing to run or something. Two things I'm going to do. I want to put a flywheel on, but I'm kind of worried that this back seal might be toast. Like it might leak. Yeah, it might be fine for now. For what I want to do, this will be fine. I will replace all the seals, I guess, but I'm just going to get a flywheel or a ring gear. I'm going to put it on because when we get it on the stand, it's going to be miserable to put it on there. So we'll put that on first. Who wants to start doing some bets that this thing's going to start leaking some oil out of here? Anyways, I'm going to go get that. We're going to put that on, and then I'll be able to use the tractor again. We'll lift it, put it on the stand. Well, we got our motor all on the engine stand. It's, well, some people figure these are like a wiring nightmare. it's pretty much there. I don't know what we got going on here, but it's not great. I don't think we could use much of it. Can't say I've ever had my plug wires come off so easy. Got some chain in here. That's kind of must have been how the first time I lifted it. Oh, there we go. We got whatever's left of our intake here. Some wiring. O2s. So, yeah. Got a little bit of cleanup to do here. I think what I'm gonna do, it's not relevant as far as to start the motor. Well, I guess just see. Golly, what do you think? Any oil in it? Should be. Does it smell burnt? No. No, we don't really know where the end is. I think there. We'll say that that's there. It's low, but it's got some oil. Trying to pull all the plug wires off. I don't think I need to pull the exhaust or anything off. That'll be fine. Considering this motor mount, I guess this one did not get anywhere near as hot as the one that was in my coupe. Definitely a, well, I don't know if it really, well, yeah. It looks like a pretty dirty motor, but like here's all the splits out of that balancer, so it's no good. Water pump, like it spins, but it's garbage. Look at the throttle body. Oh man. I think what we're gonna do, I think I stole some bolts off this for my 54. That's why we're missing a few bits on here, but I'm gonna go take the rest of the bolts off. I think I'm gonna go pull this. We'll pull the water pump. I'm gonna try to get the intake off. And fuel rail. Their injectors. Just all kinds of crud. I'm gonna cut all these wires out of the way here. Get the coils off, get this off. I want to replace, well, imagining if this got hot, that front seal is toast. We did say the back seal, I'm not worrying about that right now. We'll put some on. I think I still need like valve covers. I didn't think it'd be that hot. This one got pretty warm, but I don't know if it will affect the valve springs or not. I mean, chances are down the road a fella would just put a cam and stuff in here. But I do know I'm going to need a cam sensor. This is the oil gauge. That's not a big deal. I guess we could do something to test the oil pressure anyways. This thing had... See if I can take this off. See if I have a block off. Well, maybe that one... Somewhere here I might actually have one. This has got that oil cooler. Which, whatever. It's going to make a big mess if we manage to get this to start. I don't see why not. It turns over. There's no reason why this thing won't run. But, hey, what do I know, eh? It looks like a complete disaster dumpster fire here. I pulled an intake, some coils. Oh, I got different coils. 2 different sets. I don't know if that really matters. Probably not for what we're doing. Oh, it might depend on the wires. I bet you the wire, that's what the difference probably is with these. That's probably why these ones use shorter spark plug wires than these. That makes sense. Okay, and then we got an intake, got a mass air. I think I have a wiring harness. I got the one from my 54, so I think I'm gonna just, we'll cut that one up, get it ready to, we'll stick on here once I find a few bits and pieces for us. Alright, well, let's commence the disassembly. Alright, so I bought this motor years and years ago. Don't know why. Figured it was good for parts, and well, today I need some parts, so hopefully, hey, Don't drink that. Hopefully I can get what I need off of here. Dang it. I need a bigger impact. Nothing's working here. Now I need a bolt. Guess I stole one of the valve covers already. Anyways, I want to just take this front plate because there's a good chance this main seal's probably toast. So, and this does have a block off for the oil, like on the other one. So, I think I have another valve cover in there, or I can seal the. No, they're kind of shot in my car too. I'll figure it out. All I gotta do is get an 8mm, 10mm. We'll steal this off. Well, let's start tearing garbage off the front. Big old mess. Like I said, I'm gonna take the pump off. No point. Let's just take the fuel rails off. Oh man. Oh. We're getting there. survey says. That's pretty nasty. Well, big pile of parts later. There's some newish stuff that I got. I tore it apart further than I was going to originally because when I opened this thing up, I found water in the cylinders. So I was kind of worried some got in there, and well, it did. This is the chewy of them all. This is the... I think we'll spray some stuff on there. We'll kind of just dingle ball it. I think it'll be okay. We'll find out. So that one, this one here, clearly had some moisture in it. But overall, not terrible. Just dirty. Oh, key, eh? Look at this thing. Just grimy. Anyways, I think that is as far as I'm getting tonight. Might cover some stuff up, just scrape it, and I'm pretty confident it'll work. I mean, it's dirty though, holy. But I kind of knew that. It came out of a grungy truck, so yeah. Man, eh? This thing here is a little no good. I think I want to put a gauge on it. We'll just check the oil pressure when I do fire it up. When I do, it's gonna work. It turns over, so it's gotta run. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah, I don't feel it right now. Man, eh? Look at that thing. Yuckers. Oh well. Gonna do it. We'll play with it some more tomorrow. I don't feel like scraping for hours on end here, so anyways, The only reason I'm doing it is I just want a spare motor. This was a 6 liter. This is, I guess, is a first year. I don't know if that'd be like 99 because it has cast iron heads. They're not aluminum, so. And it has a something weird about the crank. There's no spacer. The crank sticks out, so you kind of be hooped if a guy wanted to run like a standard behind this or something. So that's okay. Once this thing's going, we'll find a use for it somewhere. Never not have too many 6 liters lying around. All right. Yeah. So I guess that junky motor over there, I think it was a 5.3 is what I was told it was. The one I was tearing some stuff off over there. I'm going to, I guess I'll pull the heads off it tomorrow because we can use those on here. And figure out a fuel system, get that. I think I have a wiring harness that's supposed to be for, somebody gave me that I was going to use for my my 54. So we may as well cut it up, get it ready for my 54. We'll test it out on this motor. And well, hopefully tomorrow it makes some noises. I'm going to spray inside these cylinders with something, see if it'll loosen it up. We'll hit her with some of that Croil. And then see if that'll loosen up some stuff, or just take some of that rusty garbage out of there. Anyways, till tomorrow. Well, next morning on our gloomy weekend out here. I don't know. This is in here. Just seeing how much of this splits just comes off. Not looking too great. This one here is not too bad. I mean, they got some rust on the walls. I'd like to clean those really quick before we try to rotate the motor. I'd like to push the cylinder down just so we can give it a quick hone to knock that stuff off. I don't know which way anything goes here. I'm sure if this one goes down, that one's going to come up. Yeah. All right. Well, let me play with this here. See which way goes where. I really don't want to run my rings across all of that. Yeah, that one wants to go up. Alright, well, I know a while ago I bought a hone, so I have that somewhere in here. And we'll give it a shot. I'm sure I bought a hone. Maybe I didn't. Then I might have to get one. I don't want to be playing in there without one. Look and find it. I just have to hose this thing off. I threw the balancer on quick, just so I don't get water down in the bottom end. I'll probably pull the pan yet, but I just want to basically spray everything with some degreaser here. I might hose it off first just to see how much of this gunk I can get off, because the thing's just gross to work on. It's like, it's just insane how much junk is on it. Anyways, we're gonna get a little pressure washer. We're gonna do that. I took the heads off that other motor and whatever, random, some nuts, bolts, everything else. I'm just gonna wash these two, then we'll spray it with some WD, or we'll blow it out, spray it with some WD or something, just so nothing rusts. This one I just did the old foil tape, just trying not to get any more water in the motor. That's kind of my attempt, anyways, or keep it to a minimal. Yeah, I'm gonna hook up and we're just gonna. Well, that came out pretty good. Still a little flash rusty. We're just soaking everything down a little bit. I just don't want anything to flash rust or nothing, so we're not painting anything, so I just want everything kind of clean. So we're giving her a couple little coats of this stuff. Anyways, these heads came out really nice. Pretty happy with that. Just got to dust everything off in here, and I gotta go run get a hone so we can clean up these couple cylinders. I think before I go, I'm gonna drop this oil pan, because I realized when I did everything I left the dipstick hole out, so we'll drop it, clean the pan, see what's in there. It's probably full of water anyways. If the cylinders were, I'm sure water got down there too. So anyways, we're gonna drop that, and then I guess we're gonna go to town, take Esther out for lunch or something, and we will be back. Well, we got the oil pan on. I got the front cover on, balancer on. Man, did I struggle getting the old one off. These pullers are just garbage. So I broke it. It's cast. Tried welding it a couple times. Still kept breaking. Had to come together with some contraption to pull. Well, actually, I just ripped that one apart and whatever. I fumbled around, got her going. So that's in. Pan's on. We cleaned the pan, put the pan back on. We honed out our, well, we did just a dingle, a little hone just on top, but like our worst cylinder, I think it was this one, is actually really nice. So I think it'll be fine. Or it should be fine. Yeah, it turns over. It'll run. It'll just be whether it smokes or something. We'll have to figure that out. So just gotta check everything. I think everything is good. We just got to now, we're gonna smash the heads on and then find, I have an intake. I have a whole crap load of injectors and a fuel rail, so we're gonna put that all together. Put that on. I think I have a new fuel oil filter. Somewhere I have an oil filter. I have a bunch of them. So we're gonna put those on. Or put one on. A new one on, new oil, put the heads on. Rockers, intake, kind of do all that stuff. And I guess then we'll start looking at the wiring. The wiring will be really quick. I'm gonna dumb it down to how simple these things actually are. I'll deal with it later. I'm just gonna cut everything and power it up. So we'll have one for the key, one for like the start, and then we'll just do a fuel pump like on a toggle switch kind of thing. It'll be pretty straightforward. Anyways, let's start smashing this thing back together. Well, missing a couple hoses and screws and stuff, but we'll get it yet. Couple on top, plug this hole. EGR is like just this big hole. We're getting there, close. Well, the motor is together. It's pretty ugly. It's a lot prettier than it was though. Anywho, we got the wiring on. The wiring's pretty simple. We've had to reuse some of our junky plugs because they're all buggered. So that one, I couldn't find my other cam sensor, so I kind of just have it scabbed onto the pins. Let's get that back. I still got to take this off and drill it. See me do that a million times, so I'm just going to do that. Hook up an oil gauge. I want to at least see what the oil pressure and stuff is. I don't have this. Yeah, we got a complete mess of wiring, but I guess they were relocating this, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. We got everything hooked up. Important thing, like if you got a motor and it's just got a whole woof of wires, they really only lay one way, so like when you put them on, it all kind of does its own thing because you have your coil in here. The big things to remember, and that said, everything, pretty much everything can only plug into one thing, so it makes it pretty simple. This one, like I say, has been moved around or something's happening here for I guess they're relocating the computer and stuff originally. I won't worry about O2s or anything else, but what you got to remember and be careful about is the important sensors anyways are, well, sensors and grounds. There's two grounds at the back of the motor. There is your cam sensor. Of course, there's your this one is your coils, all of your injectors. And then you have like your, I don't know, these are two of these sensors, whatever they are. One's for throttle position. I don't know what the other one is. There is another ground down here. It's usually here or down here. I don't know where it is, but have to always watch that ground's there. This is your water temp. Coils, same thing. Coil, injectors. This is your mass airflow. This one up here is for your knock sensor. And then down here behind the starter is your crank sensor. So I don't know if we can see it. Well, that thing still is dirty, eh? Ah, whatever. It's cleaner than it was. Anyways, these manifolds are complete junk. I am just reading this computer right now. I'm pretty sure it's unlocked, but I think it's only for a 4.8, so that's not going to help me too much here. Later. LS-Brandt. That's what this is going to be. Stick that one there. We'll see if this one was actually unlocked. Trying to have a peek see here, and see the VATS is gone. That is really the most important thing. I'm going to show you how simple this motor is, but I kind of got this going. I wanted to read that. I think I have to reflash this for a 6 liter. I just got to find something to swap it over. I won't get into that. But I'm going to show basically, we're going to put, like I said before, I'm going to put a switch on the fuel pump. We're going to take all these pink wires. I am just going to cut them and just twist them together. And that should be it. Should just fire up. My starter's a little screwy, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of goofing around with that. But I don't know. The solenoid I think is bad, and I don't have any spare starters here. So, all right. So I checked this, and I got to do something with that yet. And then I'm going to go in for supper. And when I come back, you're going to build a fuel system for it. That's the plan. Simple. I'm just going to get an external pump like I was going to use for my 54, and then what else am I going to do? We're going to rubber hose it. Super simple. Do nothing fancy. We just want to start it on the bench here, and I don't know. See that it's got oil pressure. See that it runs. Kind of the plan. See if it makes any noise. Right, pup? Sound like a plan? Well, I ran my return line already. Now I just got some high pressure hose. I am just looping it this way. So I got some 3/8 hose here. Kind of wanted to go over that bump. Except this stuff is not very flexible. Come on. Golly. All right, that should do. Definitely not one of my nicest setup. This is actually the fuel pump from my for my car, my 54, and we just have it all boogered connected together. Hopefully it doesn't give me grief like leak. And the only way we can do the return is just stifling it back into the tank there. Return, done. There. It's about as good as it gets. At least for testing purposes. All right, our interesting setup here. Fuel test in. Pretty sure nothing's leaking. Yeah. We got return. Okey-doke. Definitely not a quiet pump. All right. That is done. Fuel system functioning. Now, I really don't care for this round, so I am just going to violently cut all of these, and we are going to connect all the pink wires and even the orange wire. It doesn't really matter for what we're doing. The computer's unlocked, so let me do that, and then we'll see what happens here. Well, folks, you're about to see the most simplified wiring harness ever. I'm going to go through this and I'll deal with it after, but every pink needs power. Well, almost every pink. Let's just cut everything, whatever. How's that for scary, eh? Now, technically, these need to go to the battery. So the two orange wires are battery. Everything else that's pink is key. This is how we're going to totally simplify this thing. There won't be no fuses on anything. Just power. Purple is start. We don't need that. One of these would run the fuel pump, but we're doing that manually. That goes out, out. Like I say, I'll tone this thing out another day. Can't recall if any of those needed to be grounded though. I think a couple of these need to be ground. I don't remember. That is the one problem I have right now. So I'll ground them because I don't know. For sure there's one ground. Two ground. We will ground these. I don't really know. I don't have my LT1 swap chit-chatty thing right now, so my book, I haven't printed another one off. So we'll just ground it onto the motor here with the old cruddy ground wires. There we go. Oh, it's one black and white. I don't know. I think that one. I was pretty sure there was a couple that said they were ground, but I don't remember. So we'll do that. All of these can just not exist. It's a lot of pinks, but We'll just cut them all long. That way we can sneak them all together. Start doing a few of them. What's that for a mess, eh? All of our pinks, orange. Even that one, we're gonna just stick into there for now. There we go. How's that look? Pretty fancy, eh? Okie doke. Here we go. Power. It's power to the motor. Well, ground to the motor. We're going to start the fuel pump. So this is fuel pump start. That thing's going. All right, now we get a little sketchy. I hooked all my wires, pinks and oranges together. We're gonna hook that to my key. We should hear everything on the motor go clickety clunk. I think we would. Well, maybe not. Let's see what happens here. My starter's bunk, so I gotta figure something out here. Oh, my ground is bad. I turned my pump off for a second here. I want to see if I can hear the thing go clickety clunk. Just wondering if some of my stuff is not getting power here. Or... got all of our grounds. Oh, what? This cable's bad. I think I melted my jumper cable once. Okay, throw that away. All right, folks, reset. Jumper cable. Can you hear this? See how I hear that stuff? Maybe you don't, but all right. I'm gonna move this. We're gonna go here. This is hooking up here, and this might be loud. I don't know what to expect. I've never really started something on a stand like this. Oh, we gotta turn the fuel pump on. Noisy thing. Okay. You ready? I think I gotta jump it. All right, ready? Well now, making a liar out of me. Let's see what's going on. So, I tore the wiring harness apart because it was all taped up to move to a different, moved around. Anyways, I don't think that was the problem at all. I think I plugged in the wrong plug down here for some reason. Like an idiot, I plugged this plug. I put, I don't know, whatever. I plugged the wrong sensor in, and I think that's why. This is why I say you gotta check all your sensors. The one behind the starter, which is your crank sensor, that's the one I didn't have plugged in. So I moved my ground back. Been checking for spark, but that was my problem. I had no spark. So with that said, I am confident this thing is going to just go now. I'm a little scared, but it is a little rinky dink on the stand, but hey, let's try it out. All right, fuel pump, our ignition, clinkety clink, and all I gotta do is rip this off and it should just die. Gonna hold that right here. Alrighty folks, see what happens. Check for spark again. I don't know. I didn't check that. It smells like it's trying though. Spark was my problem before. Oh, we got spark. My injector's just not going or what? I think it's all fine. Give her a little hoof. That pump sounds like it's not doing anything. See if it's what I said. It is, but it's almost like the regulator's not working. Why? You should just want to go, buddy. All right, new plan of attack. I have hooked the battery straight up because I'm thinking my jumper cables are being my problem. So ground, power, we're even using my little ignition box now. So it's getting power here to the starter. Green wires just going up to all the pinks and the orange, just like it was before. That was the fuse box. I'm just gonna hook up our fuel pump, our noisy fuel pump. Oop, you can see that thing loaded up, good to go. All right, ignition, start. Wants to. Try a little of that. Jeepers, that thing jumps. Hold this and give it some throttle. Definitely does not sound good in there. What on earth is rattling like that? Like it's not a knock. Man. Maybe it's my starter. I don't know. That is weird. It definitely does not run very nice. I don't know. It's like it's not running on one side. Oh yeah. Oh, I know why. Ha! I unplugged the coil. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, this thing should be just a trooper now. Alright. Any idea what that noise is? That is crazy. Like it's not a knock or anything, it's like something's rubbing. Totally sounds in the oil pan. Unfortunately, I have no way to check oil pressure other than I think it's leaking where I thought it was going to leak. That tells me it has something. That is weird. I don't see nothing. Definitely sounds like it's rubbing, but that would have to be that, what do you call it? Scatter shield's the only thing I can think down here that it could possibly be rubbing. Yeah, you know what? I'll wait till tomorrow. I'll drop the pan. We'll have a quick look and see what's going on. I mean, it runs. I'm pretty happy. Like it starts good, especially when you hook up all the coils. Especially when you hook everything up, it works really good. Let's try to get it through a nice heat cycle. Ignition. Definitely coming from there. I don't know. We kind of had a bit of blow by, but I'm wondering if that's gone away. Oh, I think we're running out of fuel. No, there's still a lot. It's probably warming up and we got no mass air, no other sensors on here. Alright, well, let's shut that down for the night. I don't know. I think that was a success. We're trying to get a good heat cycler through it, just so it can, you know, everything can kind of loosen herself up. But yeah, I guess I got to dump the oil. I want to check what that noise is. It's got to be something with the scatter shield, like that. There's a plate inside. Oh, I wouldn't see it here anywhere, but it sits with a. Yeah, I don't know. It's the bottom end. And it's not a rod knock, it's nothing, it's just something physically rubbing. That's the. So I want to take that off before there's some damage goes, but we'll revisit it tomorrow. It's kind of late, and I don't know, like it works. I'm pretty happy with that. Anyways, we got a big, humongous mess to clean up, and yeah, whatever. Tomorrow's another day. We'll figure it out. All right, before I go in, I'll kind of run through everything I did to troubleshoot what was going on. So, I didn't have enough power. The draw coming through the jumper cables just wasn't having it. So I put some cables on. That actually probably seemed to solve everything. I thought the plugs were bad. I swapped the plugs out. I was checking my grounds. I opened up this harness because you can see it's kind of bunched up. I'm going to guess that they wanted to put the computer in the car or did something like that, because somehow this wire bunch is supposed to be here and coming off this way. So I was just checking to make sure. I mean, I did find one broken wire. There's another one here that should be repaired as well. Anyways, I patched that one. All the wires, like you say, all the pink and the orange, they're all spliced together. That's it. I didn't do anything. I have no fuses in the system, nothing. Just showing that you can actually run it this way. You just have a switch to turn your fuel pump on. This is your regulator. It'll just do its thing, feedback, so it doesn't care if it's running. And then out of these, technically all the pinks just need whatever, power. And the two orange are supposed to be battery all the time. So that should go to like your battery. These all go to like ignition or your coil wire. Like if you don't want to do anything, or you're scared, whatever reason, you can do this and it'll work. You still need somebody to open up your computer and turn the security off, like turn the VATs off, so that it just works. But in the end, I think it was just my battery was bad, or wasn't getting enough cranking power. I don't know what else. I think that was really it, because I put my ground back, I moved the ground, I was checking all my other grounds. I changed the plugs. I did have a bad plug or two. They weren't firing when I took them out, so I just changed the spark plugs. So I mean, that was probably contributed to a lot of it, but the starter's still really screwy. But anyways, I'm gonna wait till tomorrow, and I'm gonna drop that oil pan, and then we'll see what's happening in there. I don't know, something's got to just be rubbing. It had a lot of blow by at the beginning there a little bit, because it was chooching a little out of here, but that it's all kind of cleared itself up. So I think it's a win. I just don't know what happened in there that that something's rubbing or something's happened inside. But I did switch the oil pan out, so I don't know if I did something. That's totally possible. Oh, one last point. I was going to run this oil gauge, but the line it came with doesn't work with its fitting, so I don't have any other oil gauges or anything. So that is also on tomorrow's slate, to pick one up and then make sure. Like, it didn't sound rattly, but hey, you never know. It could be bad, I don't know. So I can't leave anything alone. I had to see what was going on before I went in. But I can't see anything wrong here. I kind of cleaned it off. I don't see any marks. I don't see anything wrong under here. Like everything looks like good. There's nothing loose. Nothing looks like it was hitting anything. Like unless it was like the dipstick maybe rattling on the thing. I'm starting to wonder. Because it's loose. It's the original one for it. But this thing just dances around. So I'm wondering if this thing was just kind of going nuts and rattling. I should have pulled it out to see. Kind of gonna run this a little more and I think I'll dump it. Well, yeah, I will dump it because there must be some water or whatever from everything I was doing today in there yet. But I think I'll, well, other than I don't know oil pressure because like my gauge was junk, but I don't know. Clearly it was getting everywhere. I think I'm just gonna put it back together and we'll try it again quick. I don't know. Why not? It's only sleep. We don't need that. All right, everything's back together. Gonna try it one more time. Let's see if our noises go away. Get that one around. Ignition. I don't have a clue what that is. I don't have a clue. You can feel it, but like the pickup, I don't know. I really don't have a clue. What a bugger. I don't know. Do you guys know? I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue. I'm going to call it a success. I just don't know what's wrong with it. Oh, man.
Later.
I don't know what it is. I got like 45 pounds oil pressure. I've had the pan off I don't know how many times at this point. Man, I don't know. I don't have a clue. I realized I had some gauge, or I thought about it. I had some gauges in a bucket in the shed, so I found an oil gauge. So we got 45 pounds, and the motor's pretty warm at this point. I don't know. Like I said, I've checked the bearings. There's nothing wrong or anything there. I've checked the oil pump, timing chain. I mean, timing chains are always kind of loose on these, but that's fine. Like it's not rubbing or nothing's happening anywhere. I don't know. I know it sounds way worse than on film than it does. Or no, it sounds worse in real than it does on film. It definitely sounds like something rubbing, but I don't see any marks or anything about it. So I guess as it sits, I think, I guess it's a partial win. I mean, it's got oil pressure. It doesn't seem to be smoking anymore. It was a little bit. It was chooching, but I don't know. I'm going to call it a win. Hopefully somebody there can give me an idea what to look for. I guess I might have to tear it down again and maybe we'll check the cam bearing stuff, but you know, you'd think I wouldn't have very good oil pressure or anything if that was the case. I don't know. It's got to be something simple that I'm missing, but I don't know. Anyways. Anyways. I want to thank you all for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Later. Right, bud? Later. You want to go inside? Should we call it a night?